Upgraded, folks. Musical intro. Welcome to Sideways Talk with Riff Johnson. I'm totally kidding. I'm not going to do that ever. I'll do this, though. Oh, my God. Just off the bat, I haven't even introduced this pretty lady yet, but Kelly Clarkson does this with her mouth all the time. Pew, 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 and it drives me nuts. She's a wonderful lady, and she is from Texas, but it drives me crazy. Okay, enough of that. So, Riff Johnson, this is Melanie Ryan. Melanie and I have known each other forever, almost. Just like a month shy of 10 years, one whole decade. So you already know who I am. I'm a musician. You probably know. And if you don't know, welcome. I had about 9 episodes of my podcast earlier, and this would technically be like 11 because I'll probably put up the one with Subban. So here we are again, episode whatever this is, probably 12. I mean 11. It's a good start. And today I am currently on tour. Paige Phillips is with me, manager extraordinaire from Canada. And we are in New Braunfels, Texas, and we are staying with my longtime friends, Melanie Ryan and Coy Brown, Mr. Cowboy Coy himself, who's downstairs somewhere and might make an appearance, might not, but it doesn't matter because we're here to talk to Melanie. And so we found out today we met April 16th, 2013. So literally almost 10 years. And it's so good to see you. Thank you so much for letting us stay here. You have saved us millions.
Oh,
I don't know.
Millions?
Probably not millions. You want to get
just a little
closer.
Just a little.
Pick you up more. There we go. I'm boosting your sound.
There you go.
So Melanie just got a whole bunch of new podcasting gear.
Yeah.
She's a wild, ambitious business lady, and that's literally how I met her. So we explained this on the last one we just recorded. So there was a business function in Maine on April 16th, 2013. And that is literally where I met Melanie. She had a booth, and she told me, we had met and talked, and she told me, oh, I have this business group right in Bangor during the week. Come hang out. And it's literally, and we've been friends ever since. It's wonderful. And we've been in business together and friends ever since. So we're grateful to be here. This is my second time here in Texas. New Braunfels is beautiful. Texas is great. If you ever get a chance to come here, everything's bigger in Texas.
That's what they say.
It is true. So Melanie is into business, health, and wellness. She has a podcast called Mindful Conversations with Melanie Ryan. Very cool. And of course, I'll link all that stuff here. And you can follow her. And I guess I'll just turn it over to you, Melanie. So it's great. We got to play with all this new stuff. It's so cool. It's way more high tech than the stuff I have. So go ahead, take it away, Melanie. Tell the folks, tell my fans and friends who you are and what you do.
Well, I am originally from Maine, and I do live in Texas, which he mentioned. So one of my newest things that I just recently started was a podcast. And so when Riff was staying here a year ago, we talked about it, and we talk about our dreams and things we want to do. And the first thing to do is just go do something. Same thing when I was doing house flipping, is like the hardest part is to just start. And I had a hard time getting started because I was super busy doing other things. And I just really felt led to want to start a podcast. And I was like milling it over in my mind and really feeling like I wanted something that would help inspire people, because we're living in times that are weird, right? The last several years have been kind of unprecedented in our world. Yep. And Mindful Conversations basically came about because I feel one of my lines really is inspiration and education with mindful conversations come together in a fantastic way. And we can learn from others along this thing we call life. And so I have people share about their life experiences and or their career path and things that they've learned. And I think there's a lot that people can learn from others. So that's why I wanted to interview Riff while he was here. So we have a podcast on that too. But so that's kind of my newest venture. Awesome. Just recent. So that's been in the works for a while, but it took me a while to get my equipment, and then I had some faulty stuff happen and I had to get some different stuff. So
yeah. You're ready.
I am
You're
ready.
ready.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's fun. It's fun to have people on and do interviews and stuff. And I'm excited to see where it's going to go.
Yep, me too.
Yeah.
Definitely. So as far as business now, and it's so funny, like she mentioned house flipping and all that stuff. That intimidates me, the thought of that. And I'm sure you jumped in it and you learned a lot.
Yeah.
And you guys, you do it.
Yeah. So I've raised 6 children, and yes, they were all mine. I get asked that a lot. Like, was it blended family? No, they
Right.
were all mine. And I loved having children and raising them. And so as life went on, I had a health crisis many years ago that kind of put me into, the health arena. And so I did that for many years, and I helped other people get their life back, with health challenges, which I enjoyed. And then I married Coy and moved here to Texas. And so one of our dreams were really to start house flipping. And so I left the health and wellness industry for a little while. And so we did that in this area. We were buying and selling homes and doing a lot of the renovations, which we actually both really enjoy, and we're actually pretty good at it. But I took a turn about 3 years ago when I was introduced to a company, more health and wellness type stuff, because of what was going on in the world. And I think for me, really what it came down to is I didn't want to get to the end of my life and wish that I had done more for humanity, like selling a house or buying or fixing a house. It's gratifying, and you can make, money doing that, obviously, but I didn't want it to be all about that. So I wanted to be able to make a difference. And so that's why I stepped back into the health and wellness arena.
Great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so currently, I'm hoping, I mean, I guess you can talk about, are you going to talk about exactly what it is, your product and stuff that you're doing now, or the company you're working with, or the kind of things that you're working with and people can contact you?
Yeah.
However you want to handle that.
So I own Holistic Impressions. So if you want to look me up online, you can find the health challenge that I had many years ago. I was actually sick for about 10 years before I got a diagnosis, and this was well over 25 years ago. So I had Lyme disease, and it's something that's not talked about a lot. And unfortunately, a lot more people have it than they realize. And so how I know that is I also offer biofeedback. It's frequency work. So I can actually run a program on somebody. It runs about 7,000 different parameters in a matter of minutes, and it can tell me what's going on in the body. So it can tell me anything from like emotional trauma or just trauma in general. It could be viruses, bacteria, could be respiratory, bones, whatever's going on in the body. It will identify it using frequencies, and I can actually use frequencies to bring balance back to the body. But it's an indicator of what's going on. So that's pretty neat. And I've been doing that for a few years now. Product wise, really what I do is I just figure out what's going on with people, and I do free consultations and all that. But it's really just about helping the body heal naturally. And it's not about any product that's going to heal somebody. It's about giving the body what's missing so the body can repair itself. And we've seen some amazing stories, like literally life-changing. So
that's a funny thing too, because so even myself, I mean, a lot of health, and I mean, I don't look like the image of health, but growing up and in high school, I was like 360 pounds in high school, and I had lost quite a bit of weight since then. And everyone has more work they can do, but I learned a lot about the body and things. And it's funny how the body wants to repair itself. Like if you can give it the things that it needs, or the means to do it, or don't give it the things that is going to hinder it.
Right.
If you can do better with that, it's amazing how the body is always like repairing, or how some things can, like even health things, can be reversed. Simply because you're following something certain, or maybe taking certain things. It's pretty incredible. I think we're rather undereducated, unless you're looking for it. I mean, with Lyme, I'm sure you studied the heck out of it.
Oh yeah.
Once you realized finally you got the diagnosis for whatever.
Yeah. And so I didn't get back on the Lyme thing, but so basically the reason I say I know more people have it than a lot of people are misdiagnosed. And I was many times before I finally figured out what it was. And I know I'm probably going to cross a line here, but everybody thinks that Lyme is just ticks. And I really don't believe that. I haven't believed that for years. And there's a lot of reasons I believe that. But if I scan somebody with my equipment, which is incredibly accurate, I would say, and this may seem like a high number, but probably 95% of the people that I'm scanning have Lyme, which is a lot. And so also, every single person I scan has, excuse me, has issues with parasites. Which sounds like a really disgusting topic, but it's something that everybody needs to look at because there are many, many illnesses that are driven from parasites, and there's things you can do about that. So, but I know because I see it firsthand with people that I'm working with, and so that's just one of the things. You know,
I'll say some of my friends that have Lyme and deal with it
Yeah.
say there's many like variations. Like I mean, I've been reading a book on cancer somewhat recently, and they talk about how cancer is so different. The way it affects people is so different, and that Lyme has many different parts of it, and it's just tons. And you would never think that. We just someone who doesn't know much about it would think, oh, it's Lyme, whatever. But it's very detailed, and there's a lot of different treatments, and I guess you got to find out what.
Well, I know, like for me, when I got my diagnosis, because it took me so long. In that meantime, I didn't know really what I was dealing with yet. I just did a lot of research, and I knew that mainstream medical really it was all about taking antibiotics, and they told me I was so bad I was having a hard time just getting out of a chair by myself, and I had my children that I was raising, and it was a pretty big deal. But by the time I got my diagnosis, I knew that if I did their protocol, which is be on antibiotics the rest of my life, it would kill my immune system. So I sought out other alternatives, and so I was able to get my life back. I mean, it was pretty horrible what I went through, and not only did I have it, but so did my kids. And so everybody says, oh, well, you got bit by a tick and you pass it to your kids. I have a different philosophy on that, which probably won't get into today, but yeah. So the thing with Lyme, a lot of times when people are misdiagnosed, it has a tendency to move throughout the body. So somebody might have an issue with like arthritis or whatever, emotional stuff, right? So it will attack a person where they're weak. So whatever your genetic weaknesses are, let's just say your family history has a lot of arthritis. It could affect you that way. If your family has a lot of mental illness, it can affect you that way. So there's a lot of things that are wrapped up in that. But yeah, a lot of people are misdiagnosed.
Yeah. I think not to bag on the powers that be, but when it comes to health and stuff, I think that I don't know how it works in the medical world. I feel like, and I don't even know why I'm jumping into this, but
no, it's all good.
We're going there. I feel like from like a hospital or a doctor's point of view, the doctor has to treat whatever is there. It's not necessarily that someone has high blood sugar. Well, you could get on you could do this, stop eating sugar or less or exercise less. But what they do is like, well, this medicine will bring this blood sugar level down.
Right.
I think there's a lot of that. Like, I don't know if they're required to treat the immediate thing,
right?
Because they'll tell you it's not reversible. Yeah. The doctor will say well, you have to take medication the rest of your life. They will literally tell you that.
Yeah.
And that's whatever. And that might be because as a medical professional, they have to treat these symptoms or whatever. But someone that, you can talk to other doctors that are maybe not working at the hospital, but have, the doctrines and whatever. And they may say, well, if you follow this eating plan, physical, you can literally get yourself to a level where you don't have it.
Sure.
And that probably works with a lot of things because the body's always trying to heal. So I'm just saying, someone that's sick their whole life will make somebody a lot more money than someone who's healthy.
Yeah.
And everyone, I think, feels that way. And it's just in the United States is something. And not to get into too many things, I'm just saying sometimes it's a good idea to look at other options. And if you're feeling not well and not right, you should research and maybe not just.
There are a lot of amazing alternatives.
I don't know how to treat that.
You're so right. We're trying to be careful.
Yeah.
Because I know with my company, I have to be compliant, whatever. Because, we're not really out to quote treat or cure, right? Anyone, but we're giving the body the ability to do that. So there are so many good modalities out there. And so even though I have things that I know work, when I work with other people, like I collaborate with chiropractors and people in the wellness industry, It's all about, I look at it like a tool belt, right? So you
Okay.
have this tool belt, and in there, you have things that can help. Like a lot of people, or I have people in my business that are massage therapists, right? So
Mhm.
massage has its benefits, right? Chiropractic, you have supplements, you have biofeedback. There's all these things. So I'm really kind of into the frequency world. And so there are a lot of other modalities, and those are like tools in your belt. And so hopefully you don't wait till you have a health challenge to do something about it. Sometimes we wait because we think we're good.
Yeah.
We're going to live forever. I'm healthy, whatever. But a lot of times people wait too long and they don't get into the preventative stuff. And then they're stuck with something really horrible and they don't know what to do with it. So
Yeah.
having those tools in your belt can really be helpful.
Yeah. I
So.
wish I thought that way when I was younger. I did not care.
Well, a lot of people don't
A
care.
lot of people don't care. And a lot of adults don't care. So.
That is true. But I will tell you, I
Yes.
think that I don't want to say necessarily this year in particular, but I think over the last few years, people are starting to wake up
Mhm.
and realize that, oh my gosh, life is short. There's been a lot of death in the last few years. I'll just put it that way.
For sure.
And people that are suffering with really bad health concerns.
Mhm.
And people really are, I would say, in the masses more now looking for alternatives, and they're looking for ways to help themselves without mainstream medicine. So I know what you said, and I'm not saying that there isn't a place for that. I'm not dissing it.
Right.
It isn't something that I go to unless I'm really desperate, because I know that the body has the ability, if it's a catch-22, right? So I would never say to somebody, don't take medication if you need it. But the way I look at it too is you don't take a medication because your body's deficient in medicine, right?
Good point.
You're taking a medicine to try to correct something, but a lot of times you end up with side effects, or, okay, you had these side effects, so we got to take this medicine. And I'm not dissing medication. It's just that sometimes there are better ways and healthier ways without side effects, right?
Yeah.
And I have seen people come off of medications when their body gets to a better place, right? When they're stabilized. So there is hope out there. And that's really what put me back into this industry. I swore I'd never do it again. I really wasn't gonna.
Life.
I was really quite content with house flipping and everything I had going on in my life here in Texas. But really kind of seeing what's going on in the world really got my attention. And here I am.
Yeah.
So, and I'm happy to do it because I literally have people in my business right now that have I had a guy last August was sent home to plan his funeral. And he now has been given a new lease on life. So now he's planning his future. And when you help people like that, it just changes you, and it kind of what keeps me going and encouraged. So
I'm so glad that I'm not in your field. It's like, because you're right. You can't, there's like things that you just can't say.
Yeah, I know.
I'm a musician. I can speak my mind. I can
say anything you want.
I can swear if I want. Where was that thing I was looking for? The I don't know where it went. So if I want to say or maybe or something like that,
you can get away with
we're
it.
Literally having fun with this thing.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. Anyway,
we got to make a serious topic fun, right?
We do. I was just going to make one more mention. Certainly with like medications and stuff, and some that you need them. You need them sometimes.
Yeah.
Of course. But there's a lot of things that you're going along in life and you're doing this repetitive thing and you got here.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily stop doing this. It might be, well, we're going to give you this, and this will either help correct it, or maybe it'll mask it for a period of time, and then it won't be as effective. I'm just saying. Yeah. It sometimes it's not it doesn't seem like the best way. If I can politically or what do you want to call it? Say that. Right. So I don't know. So maybe it's worth. Melanie is somebody that's available. She's very busy all the time. I mean, one of the hardest working ladies I know. But you could get a hold of her easily. She's on Facebook. Yeah. you can go. We'll put her holistic. I mean, that may be the best way. Go check out our website. Have a conversation.
My Lyme
with
story
her.
is actually on my website too,
Oh, very
and a little
good.
bit of what I do. I
Yep.
don't have everything on my website. I do want to expand my site, but you can find out some pretty good information on
Yep.
there too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, just say hi, or just say hi. Follow her if you want, just because she's an inspiring person. Honestly, that was one of the reasons I was attracted to you for the first time I met you, because you're so like outgoing. I was like, this lady's like, she's the boss of Bangor.
I don't know about that, but we did have a lot of fun in that group though.
Oh, we had a great
Yeah,
time.
the networking group was
Yep.
IBN, Innovative Business Networking, and
Yep.
I really should get that going again.
Yeah.
I should do it down here. I've
Yep.
been so busy, and honestly, this last year I traveled a lot, so
Mhm.
I was basically in a different state every month, traveling to help people, and that's where I've met a lot of the folks that I've
Yep.
made a difference in. So, yeah,
I mean, you could even say that. So this is because of that group. I met Vanessa.
Yep.
Vanessa Bay, musician,
Mhm.
lady, marketer, whatever, from Maine. And we all met Subhan Van Thai, who is now currently the mayor of, I call him the president of Brewer. He's the mayor of Brewer, Maine.
That's awesome
right now, which is really cool. Which he's kind of been on in his, and he's from Thailand. So he's got, it's almost like this niche of from where he's from, this like Laotian, like whatever, group of people that are now, he's getting a bit of recognition there. And I don't know, I think he's famous. I mean,
There you
if
go.
he's not yet, he's gonna be. And he's just a great guy who was a memory maker photographer, which is in that group. Now he has Selfie Space, and he's shooting music videos. He shot like a couple of my music videos. We've done photography.
That was amazing, by the way.
It's so good.
That was a very good video.
Good.
Mhm.
Such a talented guy. Subhan. But which is funny because Subhan and I weren't real close, but Vanessa was pretty close with him. So Subhan came to my Christmas show, the Sarah's House benefit, because Vanessa was in the show, and she said, "Will you come and do photography?"
Yeah.
He came, and we met, kind of re-met.
Yeah.
And was just like, Riff, this is great. If you ever do this again, I want to be part of it. And we just started a really good friendship from that point on. So anytime I had kind of an event, I'm like, Subhan, what are you up to? And he's like, I'm on it. And you know, I've come in and done some influencer things for his group, and he's just such another really ambitious, hardworking guy from that area. And it's just so funny how it's just like, because of that Bangor group, and just saying, so that warm little connection. And I'm sure I've played gigs from that group, from people that I met, and I know I have, like Tracy. I think I played a birthday party for her family, and so it's really cool.
We actually were looking on, I think it was Facebook. We saw some pictures of the group back in the day, 10 years ago. And man, we had a great group of people.
That was a lot of people, and everybody would get lunch because it's Seasons and it's fabulous. Just saying.
And they had just opened.
They had just opened.
Season had,
Yep.
I think we were the first group that actually started meeting there, because they hadn't really gotten started yet.
That was awesome. That was fun.
A lot of water under the bridge.
It is.
We made a lot of good friends there, and really good connections, and I'm still connected to a lot of those people. So
that's what I miss about Maine. The snow.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I know it just happens. It is March. The end of March is always easier.
Yeah.
But I miss the people all the time, and it's so great. And it is a beautiful place. I recommend Maine also. If you have never been to Texas, come to Texas. If you've never been to Maine, go in the spring, summer, fall, when it's really beautiful. Unless you want to see snow. I literally said that on the last podcast.
Yeah.
Some people love it. And some people live there, love it. They do the snowmobiling.
Well, if they're just visiting and it's a short visit, it's not a big deal. But when you have to shovel snow all the time, I mean, I did that my whole life, and I don't care if I ever shovel snow.
I'm on my way to, we're on our way to Phoenix, and my friend Paul there goes, you don't have to shovel sunshine. He says
that is
all
true.
the time.
That sounds like a song.
It should be. It's not even a country song. It's happier than that. But I do love Phoenix too. But Texas.
That was a clap there. I'm just saying that.
Was it? Oh, wait. Or was it this?
There you
go. Okay, there we go. Oh, wait. I could have been this.
Oh. He's having a little too much fun.
It is so much fun. Oh, wait. I wanted to do this. Welcome to Sideways Talk with Riff Johnson.
You should do it in the voice.
What's that? Oh, wait.
Oh, this is funny.
Wait, you can't laugh because I'm gonna mute you. Hold on.
You could mute
I'm
me.
muting you, and you can still hear me. Which one is it? This is so silly. It's this one right here. All right. Welcome to. No, that's not it. Hold on.
Welcome.
There it is. Welcome to Sideways Talk with Riff Johnson. It's so stupid.
That was awesome. Every time he does it, I laugh. So that's why he muted me.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut this video and do a reel. That's the thing too. Oh my gosh, I'll tell you, Melanie. Anyone in our age bracket, I mean, I'm close enough that it's in our age bracket, want nothing to do with the internet, with computer. You know, there's a lot.
Yeah, it's hard.
And learning, and I tell everybody that. And like, so a year ago, you were talking about podcasting, and it's a year later, now you're doing it.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Whatever. It took a year to research and do stuff, and but you didn't stop. You learned. It's so much learning. You've even been to podcast conventions, which I am going to go to one of those.
You need to go. That's fun.
I'm sure once I go to one, I'll be hooked. I think once you start doing this regularly, you'll be hooked.
Oh yeah.
Because you're good at talking, not in a bad way, but
I get the gift of gab. Is that what you're saying?
In a good way.
Yeah.
And you care about people genuinely, and I think people realize that. But yeah, it's like anything. When I talk to people about being a musician, the hard thing is you're not just a musician. You're a musician. You're a booking agent. You're you're your own PR person. You're your social media person. Sometimes you're your graphic designer. Yeah. Unless you have money to hire it out. Yeah. Not many do. So you become. I mean, YouTube's a great tool to learn most anything. But it's the kind of thing that's like, eventually, whatever, you had to learn how to tie your own shoes at one point. So it's just, suck it up and learn it, or hire someone else that can. The more you invest in yourself, the more value you will.
It does take time, but it's like wearing many hats, right?
It is.
But it is fun learning. Yeah. I love to learn new stuff.
Yep. I'm at a level now where it's like, well, now I have Paige from Canada, which is amazing. I mean, literally the internet, the pandemic actually kind of made that happen.
Right.
That we happen to meet, and now she's managing and booking shows with me and learning. We're literally learning things like whatever marketing strategies, Facebook ads, and these kind of things, and how to be more effective with that. You can always learn. Whenever you think you've learned it all,
you're in trouble.
You're in trouble. That's good. That was great.
Right?
Oh, whoops, wrong thing. I was going to do this. Well done. So where are we at? Almost 30 minutes. Yep. So that's great. So holisticimpressions.com.
Yep.
That's where you can.
And Mindful Conversations.
Oh, yes.
On Instagram, I will have a website at some point, but not yet. Yep. But you can find me on Instagram and YouTube.
Yes. Yeah. And just, and how, if somebody wants to contact, Holistic Impressions, that'll have all your stuff and your info and your phone number. So call her up, give her a call, say hi.
Or Facebook.
Yeah. Or that might be safer. Get on there and test it out. That's great. Is there anything we're missing? Is that a wrap?
I think that's it.
That's awesome. Thank you for being my friend. And this is so wonderful. Because that was a little overwhelming looking at the entire country saying, okay, let's go from Maine to Nashville to Florida to California to Seattle and back. And like, and
it's a safe place here.
Yes, it was it's wonderful. This was a shorter stay, but it was just as great.
It's a pit stop.
Pit stop, yeah. And the puppies. And now there's two. Oh my gosh.
We have two. They're a challenge.
Hands are full. Good luck.
It's harder than when I was raising kids. I was just saying.
Yeah, it's hard to.
Kids listen better than my dogs.
Yeah, little puppy face looks at you. You're like, oh.
It's those eyes.
Yeah. All right, so there's our outro music. I like that. Sideways Talk. And we're out, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you.